Hello, hello, welcome back. Thanks for listening and watching a new episode. Today, I like to talk about feelings and behavior of children when you want to know if there's mourning going on in their mind. And every child and every human being on this planet has to deal with mourning now and then. A child and you can start to mourn when there's a move, there's a loss of job, there is maybe a loss of health, or a divorce, or maybe even when someone we love dies. There are many forms of mourning, but it's all the same circle, the same things that can happen, that can occur in the life of a child. And perhaps also you recognize yourself, that's possible. But for today, I like to talk about behavior of children. What can you see from at their behavior, what's going on? First thing that can happen, and a child can start to have a stomach ache or headache. Children who have difficulty expressing feelings might have stomach ache, and children who are more rational, the more thinkers children, they can start having a headache when they are mourning. But I do not say that when there's a big life event going on in the life of a child and it starts having a headache or a stomach ache, that you can say as a parent, oh, just it's that big event, it's the divorce, or it's the loss of, or it's the move, or it's whatever, so it'll be all right one day. No, always visit the doctor. Make sure that the child is all right, that there's nothing serious going on, because I'm not a doctor, and so maybe you're not, maybe you are, but at least I'm not. So I would always recommend you, when a child starts having pain, always visit a doctor. And if the doctor says everything's fine, there's nothing with the body of the child, then you know it's something in the mind of a child. That's why it has all this pain, stomach pain or headache. Then you know, but always visit the doctor. Okay. Another thing that you can see in the behavior of a child, that it can have a relapse in development stage. What means that it can all of a sudden start wetting the bed again. But yeah, the child hadn't done it for a month, and all of a sudden it starts all over again. Or a child starts sucking the thumb again. It's just strange because he or she hadn't done it for a long period of time, and all of a sudden it comes back. Or it shows separation anxiety. Something like that can all of a sudden just start to happen again. Or it can also start the opposite of a child. And it can also happen that the child suddenly starts to be much more mature. It can also happen the other way around. So that's also possible. That with the sudden changes, then you know that those things can happen. It is just then you know that there's a lot of mourning going on in a child's mind, and it needs attention. Okay. Another thing that can happen, the third one, is crowding. A child can just pretend that the parents are not going through the divorce, or it can pretend that he or she is still healthy, or it can pretend that the mom or dad, who is occasionally is now sick at the moment, really sick, it can start saying, no, mommy or daddy is completely healthy. It can start to deny because it cannot bear the pain yet. So that's another thing that can happen with a child. When you see that, know that it's part of the mourning and that it needs attention. The fourth one is guilt. Feelings of guilt. It's the child can think that divorce is their guilt because they didn't listen to mommy or daddy, that's why they are going through a divorce, or because they did something wrong, that's why the mom or daddy is very sick at the moment. It's because they did something wrong. They might think, they might feel the guilt, and they will tell themselves that they are guilty because of their behavior, because of the things that they did, something bad happened to them. Know that that's part of it and that it also needs attention. All right, fear. A child can have a lot of fear. Many different fears can be in the lives of a child when something suddenly happens. It can have a fear of being abandoned. Well, if my mommy can leave my mother, then it means that my mother can also leave me. What will happen with me? Or if the mother can leave my father and I live with my father, then it's easy to also leave me. Oh no, 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 no. It's a fear of being abandoned. And it can have a big fear that what happens when, now that I only have one parent left, what happens with me when the other parent dies or something awful happens with the other parent. It can be in the head and can have lots and lots of fear. And this fear, it can also be concerned with how the parent feels and whether whether the parents are being okay, yes or no. It has a lot of worries about the parent. It can have worries about the parent. And this fear can be paralyzing and prevent a child from wanting to leave the side of the other parent. Something like that happens, know that that your child is full of fear, and the child doesn't like it either, but just doesn't know how to deal with those emotions. And know that there's this fear in this mind of this child, and that there is help for this child. All right. The other thing that can happen when there's mourning can have concentration problems. That's not fun. A child used to be very good at school, used to have very good grades, and all of a sudden grades get bad. That's strange. This child never had any problems with concentrating at school, but because of all the sudden changes, because of the big events coming up in the child's life, it can start having concentration problems. And that's also part of the event that's going on in the life of the child. All right. Another thing, the last thing that can happen is parentification. That means that there are 3 types of different roles that a child can have in their life, can start to act differently. One of the things that can happen with big events is that a child starts being the parent of the parent. So it means the child is telling the parent what to do and what not to do. That's not the good. That's not the place of a child to be. It's not the parent. You are the parent, and your child is a child. So if something like that happens, knows that it's because the child loves you, and you can just tell your child that you love your child, and that you are the parent, and that you can decide and make a decision, and the child can be a child again. It doesn't have to worry about you. You are the captain of your ship, and you have to watch over yourself and look after yourself. And there's help for you if you need it. So a child doesn't have to be the parent of the parent. So that's the first one that can happen. The second one is that a child fulfills the role of the partner. So normally the partner would cook on Tuesday and Wednesday because the mother overworks if the father falls away. Then the child might think, okay, I will cook on Tuesday and Wednesday because that's what we need. My father usually did that. Or if the mommy left the house and the child lives with the father, the child can think, and normally the mother would do the laundry. Then the child can start doing the laundry because normally the mother would do that. My mommy would do that. So now my father is alone, so I'll help him. So it takes over the partner role. That's not healthy either. So you can see that happening, and you can tell your child that it's very nice, it's very gently. You can thank the child for trying to help, because it's always the best intentions. Just thank the child. But that's your role now, that it's one of the things, that one of the course extra that you have to do, or you can tell the child that you arrange someone else to do it, so that the child can be a child again. Right. The third role that can happen with parentification is that the child starts being the parent of the other children. The child starts to raise the other children. It starts to tell the younger brother or sister, don't do that, or you have to do that, and don't forget to take your lunch with you. Or it starts being the parent of the child. It can see that a child, the younger brother or sister, needs new clothes. It can tell the child, come, let's have your shoes on, put your jacket on, and let's go to the shops and buy some clothes for you. It can start being the parent of the younger children. And of course, that's not what you want. A child is there to be a child. And of course, for a short period of time, if it is what it is what it is. But you as captain of your ship, you decide, and you can, it's your responsibility now to look for other opportunities, to look for other ways how to look after the children, so that the child can be a child again. So you can find a nanny. So there's a nanny watching over the younger children, and the older child can start playing with his friends again. So that's what you want for your child. So that's what you can do. Okay, that's it for today. I think that I spoke long enough for today. Tomorrow I will explain about a normal process of mourning. What's the normal steps that a child goes through that is important to watch, that all the steps are being taken, and the child will not have problems in the future anymore because it did a good job with the mourning, and it can start having the life again that it is for the child. Okay, that's it for today. I wish you a happy day. Hope you enjoy your day, and I hope this was helpful for you and that you can move forward again. I know that you're strong. I believe in you. I know you have everything you need is already inside of you. So know that you can do this. Life happens for you, not to you. Even if in the moments that you don't understand, you're not alone. You can do this. All right. Enjoy your day. Talk to you tomorrow.